Welcome to the channel and to this showcase video featuring my 10th company, Space Marine Scouts. Right from the bat I have to confess that I didn't paint these Scouts myself. They were painted for me by minisforwar, that's all one word. I'll put the link in the video description below and you can go and check out their website. Thank you, Fan. So why did you decide to get a bunch of Space Marine Scouts, Winters, I hear you ask? Well, let me tell you. This book came out, the Tau Supplement K-On! Thing. It has the White Scars and the Raven Guard stuff in it. I've always had a lot of bikes. I like White Scars, and to make a Scar Blade Strike Force, which is a bit like a Gladius Strike Force, but the White Scars flavour, you need a core and you need some formations, some detachments. You've got a whole choice here, but the two juicy ones from this book are the Hunting Force, which you need Scouts for, and the Stormbringer Squadron, which you need Scouts for. The Hunting Force, you need 2 to 5 bike squads, and you can bring 1 to 3 scout bikes, so you must have at least 1 squad of scout bikes. And the Stormbringer Squadron has 1 to 3 units of land speeders and 1 to 3 units of scouts, which must come in land speeder storms. So you need scouts and land speeder storms. Plus, let's not forget the 10th Company Task Force, which is available in the Space Marine book and here, which is one of the cheapest auxiliaries that you can get in order to unlock all the goodness. Won't go into all the rules. If you want to check out the rules for these things and why I think they're juicy, then go and have a look at my Codex review. But long story short, I wanted a lot of scouts. And right about that time, a Polish chap called Fen got in contact with me and said, do you want to buy a load of Tau? And I said no. And not because I hate the Tau, I dislike all Xenos races, and the Heretic and the Witch, in accordance with the Emperor's original tenets. And so Fen said, fair enough, is there anything else I can do for you? And I said, yes, scouts. And here we are, lots and lots of scouts, and they're so very pretty. This is what the minisforwar webpage looks like. And if you click on their gallery, you'll find some more photos, some more close-up images of this scout force. You can also find them on Facebook, and here's the Tau army that I mentioned earlier. So I asked for a broad combination because if I was going to do this, I was going to do this once, and with a broad combination I could mix and match and bring the ones I wanted when I wanted. So here we have 15 snipers, 2 rocket launchers. I've got 2 units of 5 bolter guys, heavy bolter in each. The idea behind these guys is you could stick them in a land speeder storm and you got yourself a cheap little gun platform floating around all over the place. The heavy bolter now chucking out a ballistic skill 4, the heavy bolter on the land speeder storm chucking out a ballistic skill 4. That's quite some tasty shots, particularly with Imperial Fist chapter tactics. And let's not forget the large blast strength 4 blind Cerberus launcher on the land speeder storms. It is only strength 4, but blind, you don't need a wound so long as you get a hit, and it's large blast. It's a fairly tasty weapon for a 40-point transport option. And deep striking armies getting you down? Well, anyone who deep strikes within 12 inches of a land speeder storm and scatters 4d6, not 2d6, due to their jamming beacon. So maximising the chance of your enemy mishapping and flying off the table, or it's nice little bonus. 5 scouts stripped down in one of these is 95 points, assuming you're taking a combined arms detachment. That's 2 objective secured units for 95 points in a fast Jenkins skimmer. Yeah, nice. I'm saying nice a lot, aren't I? Let's say groovy instead. Groovy. Anyway, back to the army. 3 units of close combat scouts, power weapon in each. I could drop the power weapon. I made sure there was a couple of guys with shotguns. I like the idea of sergeants with shotguns. Say this guy isn't in it, put this guy in it. Sergeant with a shotgun. Very Hollywood. So lots of different ways to bring the scouts along. Let's not forget the scout bikers with their Astartes grenade launcher, rapid fire strength 6, very nice. 2 of them in each squad of 6. Probably going to run them in squads of 6, but you can run them in squads of 3. And then the storms. I asked Fen to make sure we had different guys, different poses stuck in the seats here. I didn't want them all looking the same, and he's done a lovely job there too. Bit of flaring at the back, bit of flaring on the armour there. Battle damage here or there, just like all the rest of the 13th Legion. It's got to look a bit beaten up, it's got to look a bit crappy. We are a renegade Space Marine chapter, the 13th Legion. We are the remnants, the bits and pieces of the 13th founding chapters. that have come together and forged themselves into Legion strength and take on other renegades so long as they haven't fallen to chaos, taken many different flavors from many different chapters. Blue and white is my chapter color because most Space Marines are descended from the Ultramarines, but there are touches of color here or there, touches of color on the armor, touches of camo, which represents all the other colors that were once proudly worn on the power armor of the Space Marines. And the Scouts are all camo. There is no insignia or heraldry on the armor. The sons of the 13th founding do not record their deeds and their titles. They seek no glory for their actions, they only seek victory in the death of their enemies. We were weak once, but now we are Legion, and we still follow the original tenets and creeds of the Emperor. The Imperium may have called us renegades, but we fight on, regardless. So the camo on the Scouts represents the many chapters, the many colours and flavours that make up the 13th Legion. It was always my intention to do this when I got round to painting lots and lots of Scouts, and in the end I didn't get round to painting lots and lots of Scouts. In the end I paid for this lot from Minis for War. So camo works very well with the 13th Legion fluff, and I think it looks cool. Why would you have a bunch of Scouts who infiltrate, who outflank in bright yellow, bright blue armour? Why not have them look like proper soldiers, proper Marines? And there's precedent in 40k lore for different colours in the same chapter. The Dark Angels do it with the Raven Wing and the Death Wing. And you'll notice in my battle reports that my bikers have black bikes, just like these guys have black bikes, and my land speeders, when I finally filled them in my battle reports, not just land speeder storms, but all my land speeders are black as well, because the bike corps in the 13th Legion is called the Nephilim. And the Nephilim follow the White Scars combat doctrines, hit and run, speed, aggression. For them, the bikes and the speeders are tools. They are weapons they use to help bring about the death of their enemies. So I've kept the bodies of the speeders and the bikes black in line with the rest of my army, in line with the fluff of the Nephilim, and all the camos in line with the fluff for the 13th Legion. Plus it looks groovy. So I'm very pleased to be welcoming these boys to the fight, welcoming these boys to Team Winters. You should already be able to see them in a battle report or two. So it's great to add a chunk of Scouts to the force, a very cheap and efficient way to add a crap ton of troops and redundancy to the army, particularly as they've learned how to shoot and punch again. Well done, Games Workshop. When are you going to catch up with the Blood Angels players out there? Come on, give them a little bit of training. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.